watching Dr. Dot Tech History.
Ralph, are you happy to go? Ralph Merkle will speak to us. Ralph Merkle will speak to us.
Which one of these do
about
I use?
nanotechnology.
Okay. Well, before I start, what I'd like to do, for some of you who might be feeling a bit queasy about the tone of today's conversation, you might want to attend the next Foresight Senior Associate Gathering, Confronting Singularity. There are flyers floating around. We will be talking about some of these issues quite seriously. In fact, Foresight, which was founded in 1986, is a center of a community which has been discussing these issues quite seriously since that time. So, on to the comments. I was told we were supposed to react to the statements made by the speakers. So the thing that I reacted to most visibly was Bill Joy says we should relinquish nanotechnology. While it's not entirely clear what this means, it seems to embrace one of the worst strategies that we could adopt. To block or slow research, to block development or hinder a careful and systematic analysis of the weapons potential of this new technology is a very bad idea for several reasons. First, we cannot have an informed public discussion without an active research program. The discussion of the feasibility of molecular machines, a feasibility which has only recently been accepted by the scientific and technical community, was sidetracked for decades by confusions about basic physics issues such as thermal noise or quantum uncertainty. You can imagine how well the discussion of more complex issues will fare without an active research program and, just as important, an active community of researchers to provide a check on obviously spurious or incorrect arguments. The second point, we can only stop research if we know about it and if those pursuing the research pay attention to us. In large part, this means public research in democracies. We cannot stop secret research by undemocratic regimes. You can pick your favorite bad guy, but I doubt very much if Saddam Hussein would pay the slightest attention to any U.S.-led effort to relinquish nanotechnology. The only practical result would be to give less scrupulous nations the economic and military advantages of this technology before we did. Abandoning the economic advantages would cost us money. Permitting irresponsible regimes to first develop the military capabilities could cost us much more. Third point, we would be turning our backs on technological advances that could save lives and improve the often substandard living conditions of all humanity. While those of us here today enjoy a standard of living which gives us the luxury of turning away from economic gains, there are many others in the world who are less fortunate. For them, economic gain does not mean a third computer or a faster modem. It means adequate food and basic medical care. For us to turn our backs on technological advance is to condemn the greater part of the world's population to a life of continued poverty. Today, there is finally general acceptance that nanotechnology is feasible, but there is still considerable confusion about what form it will take and what it will be capable of. One major example is self-replication. To mention self-replication is to conjure up images of Mickey Mouse from The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Honest, I wrote this before the slide that was put up. Trying to stop ever more and ever smaller brooms from fetching ever greater floods of water. What are the potential dangers posed by artificial, self-replicating manufacturing systems? The only self-replicating systems we are familiar with are living systems. And we unconsciously assume that artificial self-replicating systems will be similar. But the machines people make bear little resemblance to living systems. While birds showed us that heavier-than-air flight was possible, airplanes are very different from birds. The image of a 747 going feral, swooping out of the sky to clutch an unsuspecting horse in its landing gear, seems incongruous. Machines don't behave in that way. They lack the wonderful adaptability of living systems. A 747 requires Jet A. It can convert this artificially refined fuel into energy using engines that can run on little else. Cut off from refined fuel, airstrips, maintenance crews, spare parts, navigational systems, and all the other paraphernalia that keeps it flying, and a 747 is just a large piece